and I can't be. That's a fire radio. I'll be waiting up until you get home, 'cause I can't sleep without you, baby. Anybody can tell without you know just what I feel. Too hard to
Yeah,
make it.
you got to make it so they can do it like that, so you can hear the music and talking at the same time. They can never do it no more. They got all fucked up.
I got a question for you. You already know the answer. Still, I wanna ask you. You lie, no, make me cry, no. Something behind my back and then try to cover it up.
What up?
But we don't baby, my love is only for you. Oh, baby, oh, for real. And without you, the waste on the deal. We've been too strong for too long. And I can't be without you, baby. And I can't wait enough until you get home. 'Cause I can't sleep without you, baby. Anybody who's ever loved you know just what I feel. Too hard to fake it, nothing can replace it. Always know you just can't be without you, baby. Yeah. See, this is real talk. Come always stay. No matter what, good or bad, thick and thin, right or wrong, every day. Now if you're down on love, or don't believe this ain't for you, no, this ain't for you. If you got it deep in your heart, deep down you know that it's true. Come on, well, let me see you put your hands up. Hands up, fellas, tell your lady she's the one. Tell your lady she's the one.
Stop it, Joby. Stop it. Don't be,
Karibuni sana
don't,
family.
don't be trying to flex on nobody. Get your ass out of here.
I'm flexing on you. You know you can't sing to sing, right?
Joby, jealousy does not become you.
But anyway, everybody, Sarah family, good afternoon, good morning, whatever the time is on your end. Good evening. From the 254, 26 minutes past the top of the hour. That's the time on our end. Hope you're having a beautiful day so far. Hope you are looking forward to beautiful things on this month of July. Happy new month to everyone who's tuning in at this time. To those who are not able to catch up with our shows today, Karibuni Sana. A quick shout out to everyone who is joining.
Goddamn birthday month already. Shit.
I tell
God
you,
damn.
you need you need more grandchildren. You know, you need more favorite baby mothers. You need
Nah,
more favorite babies.
nah, 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 nah. Nope,
You need, you need
nope,
more favorite baby mamas. Come on.
no.
It needs to be called a granddad. You know, more of granddad, not just. I know you know we have grandchildren, but come on.
No, no, no.
No, the
It's
time.
your favorite baby mama. No, no.
I like that. She's cute. I like that. She's really, really cute. I think we could be really good friends. Really good
No.
friends.
Right, I would be. Know the hell out you. This your baby mama. I make some pizza. All right, lady. Okay. All right, lady.
I like the
Make
way she was honest. Like, no, I can do this again. You know, I can try this again. You know, I can't
yeah,
make this no again.
yeah, she got too many baby daddy shit. She got all these stories about these dudes. Like, oh man, I want this shit coming up in my damn feed. Every time it keeps coming up my feed, I'm like, oh no. Like it came in my feed again. She was trying on. I knew she got from the tick. She was selling something from the TikTok shop, but it was a bodysuit. You don't want to see your son's ex-girlfriend or whatever the hell she shaking her booty in front of you. Like, ah man, come on, dog. Come on, give me a warning first.
Come on, all that shit.
Oh man,
Support
come on.
your favorite baby mama. But anyway, Sana. Hope you guys are doing amazing. Hope you've had a beautiful weekend, and wishing you guys a beautiful week ahead and a happy new month to everyone who's catching up with us. In case you missed the shows earlier, kindly ensure you catch up. The internet right now is working okay, and you guys I know are getting me, especially actually on the right time. You know, on the right time, no more lagging off behind and everything. Like everything is just
Yeah, working good.
Yeah, everything is just super amazing. But yes, Karibuni, my weekend was amazing. Thanks for asking to those who didn't ask.
You
My weekend
shared
was
your
amazing.
weekend. They see you in the village, shared your photos with your
Yeah,
brother and your cousins. You know,
yeah. Yeah, I had a beautiful
talk.
weekend.
Are they talking to the dog?
Man, I was trying to talk to Bosco. We call all the dogs here in Nairobi Bosco. I don't know.
Uh,
Sometimes we had a dog that was trending sometime, and then it was called Bosco, and we named all the dogs, all the stray dogs, Bosco. But yes,
That's
when
crazy.
you meet with a dog in the streets of Nairobi, just call it Bosco. And apparently, it's like they know. They just respond or look at you crazy. It's like they do understand you. But anyway, Karibuni, sir. Today we shall be talking about Donald Trump's debate with Joe Biden. I was so eager to talk about this, and of course, I've been seeing the videos that have been going viral. For those who did also catch up with the debate, we saw how Biden and Trump took it down, and we had a few comments that were made that personally I want us to talk about, and that is regarding the black jobs. And that's
And
actually, you
they were
know,
all bum ass jobs for broke motherfuckers. Yeah, these are black jobs. Niggas can clean up the closet, clean up the clothes.
I'm like, yeah, the first question that came to my head, I'm like, God damn, hold up. What is a black job in America? Like, what are
A
some
low
of the jobs
a
in
low
that?
budget job for broke for low budget people, Joe. That's what that is.
That is the most racist statement I think we've had
That's
this.
right. Openly
That is,
racist. That's right. I love it because they're racist. We're in a racist country. Country's based on racism, built on racism. It's racist. What it is.
yeah, so that is what we shall be focusing on as our major conversation. I'll be sharing a video coming from that is the MSNBC platform. That is one of the big platforms of news reporting. And we had Reverend Shampton. I don't know how many of you know him, but I'll be
We
sharing a
know,
video.
Joby. We know that coon. That's an old Uncle Tom boot licking handkerchief head religious fake phony coon. That's the one
Yeah,
we told you years ago. That's the one we told you years ago. You remember that we told James Brown was fucking him. Ah, feel good. James Brown used to have sex when he was a kid.
yeah.
That's right.
We're not
That's
gonna get
right.
to that. No, no, we're
That's
not gonna
right.
get.
Ah, I feel good. Do do do
Oh
do
my
do do do. I wish
God.
that I would. That
Oh
James
my
Brown song. That James Brown song. So good. So nice. I got you.
I know the
Uh,
song. I know the
uh,
song, but God, we'll not get
uh.
that to that right now. We'll get that to that
He was
maybe.
he was fucking Al Sharpton as a child. I love what Judge Joe Brown said. Yeah, you know when Al Sharpton was a child. That's why he got his hair slicked back. That's in that's a compliment to James Brown. He used to wear his hair all greased up with that shit in it. So he put all that shit in his hair too as a tribute to he called James Brown his daddy. Yeah, I know what kind of daddy's sleeping with you, but yeah.
Yeah, so that is what we shall be focusing on. I'll be showing a video of him when he talks about his review regarding Trump's statement, which he considered racist. And he said that, Trump has never, and you look at also, you try also, he compares also with the last president, who is Barack Obama. None of them have ever cared
But
about the black people.
Biden's racist.
Mhm.
Known as a whole, known for being 10 times as racist as goddamn Donald Trump. But he's got to because he's a bootlick for the Democrats. That's what he is.
Mhm.
He's a shield for those people. So he got to that. I mean,
Okay.
how is it? He's what you call a tool. They
Yeah.
only give you a handkerchief a head nigga to sell their soap, Joby. He's a
Mm-hmm.
tool.
Yeah, so I'll be sharing two video on that regarding that. Then we shall also talk about they call, let me get the name correctly, the chemtrails that has been sprayed. That is the chemtrails that are being sprayed on air. And there's a video that
Chemtrails.
I bumped into during the weekend that is going viral on BitChute, which is talking about this. And Biden, not by yes, we have the Biden administration, we have the most of these pharmaceutical also companies, like so many companies that are funding this, and I'll be showing that we also have Bill Gates and the Melinda Foundation who are also involved in this and much more. But this,
Always.
we know all this is taking us back to the cat to the small arts, because the people who are being
Yep.
mentioned, these people are just being used to spend this money to, fund this project so that they can be able to happen all over the world. It's crazy because I've spoken
Yep.
about this some time back, slightly on my show, about the chemtrails. And when I was a young child, I used to think this. I used to think it was maybe you see the way we have the exhaust stuff, the exhaust from the car.
Yeah, for the plane. It's called, to my exhaust fume. For the plane.
Yeah, I used to think it's the same thing when I was a child. It used to make me happy. Trust me, I was like, God damn. It used to make me happy, like watching all those trails, the way they split and everything. But when I
They
came to
spraying you, they
understand,
spraying you with
learn
all
about,
kind of evil shit.
I didn't know about. When I learned about this, I was like, man, I was shook. I didn't want to say that here, but I was like, God damn. We're so lost as African people, and I'm certain if you go to most of the young children and ask
No,
them,
no, just ignorance. You just don't know. You haven't
you still see
educated.
them. You
Yeah,
still see those planes,
yeah,
pouring out those chemical trays. But we'll be
yeah.
discussing also on that,
They say
which
this,
is
those are conspiracy theories, though, Joby. They don't exist
oh
in your
wow.
mind. Yeah,
Of
they said.
course. Conspiracy theories indeed. But before we get to move on, I'll start with what is happening. Of course, Kenya has been the conversation for the last 2 weeks regarding the Gen Zs who are taking, of course, different directions, unlike our parents, unlike the older generations, calling out on corruption, calling out on the system of Ruto, who so far we can see the young people understand that this man is being controlled by the white people. The IMF and the World Bank are here to, of course, benefit because of the loans we've been taking, which have not created any infrastructures, job opportunities, which most of the people among those who are short, we had a graduate who graduated 5 years ago, and he was on the street to demonstrate because he's not had a job since he graduated. And you're dealing with a system which tells you, education is the key to what? Poverty. Education is the key to poverty. That is basically what we can see in Africa today, where we have our parents have to sell away lands. They have to sell away, literally, they have to sacrifice their whole lives. We have parents dying actually very young because of stress, because they have to provide for their children, and which is not the
Yeah.
way African people, how we used to live. We've spoken about, that was two
Nope.
weeks ago, about how education was such wealthy, like having books. It was the most considered wealth we had as African people, because we're so much invested into knowledge, so much into
Yeah, you're the
understanding.
smartest people. You're the smartest people on the planet, Joe. Naturally, the
Exactly.
smartest people. But
Mhm.
you've been since you got conquered by savages. We got conquered by savages. So now all that real history has now been missed. We got conquered by savages. So all that real history is not known anymore
Mhm.
because we got conquered by savages. And
Exactly. So for the past 2 weeks, we've seen, of course, Kenyans are making a very big history all over the globe. I was checking even today on Twitter. Every Twitter platform, actually, the US, Kenya. I don't know about the other countries, but Kenya is trending everywhere. Where we have,
of
of course,
course,
the hashtag Occupy, the Parliament Occupy, the State House Occupy. Reject corrupt budgeted bill, and that is what people are taking tomorrow in the streets right now. We've dealt with the financial bill, which is not, we're not sure if it's completely dealt with, because we're talking about other things that might have been passed, including the land, which we see that was one of the reasons why people took it to the streets, like where
right?
you have to lease a land. And rumors have it that probably this particular bill was already passed. We're not sure, but yesterday we saw Ruto coming out and saying and clarifying that the financial bill has been completely set away, from Kenyans discussion. But what he did say, which I won't share the conversation, if in case you guys didn't catch up with the interview of Ruto, check out on YouTube. Just go search for on YouTube Ruto's interview yesterday. You'll find it out because it was super, super amazing. We discussed it super amazing in a crazy way because for us, we know we're being lied to, but it's the way he thinks he's smart enough to lie to people, but people are just laughing through his jokes and seeing through all his lies. But he did mention a couple of things, and earlier today mentioned it. He said that Kenya will have to borrow a lot of loan or a lot of money for us to be able to develop or create job opportunities or infrastructures. For us to be able to move forward, we'll have to borrow a lot of money. So how are you expected to deal on easy debts when you want to borrow more? Why can't we first see how much, because it's not even clear how much debt we have as a country. That is number one thing, is not even telling us as a president. How much debt do we have as a country? And if you're calling out on a dialogue to discuss with Kenyans or the young people, can you first be factual about the debt we have? How can we be able to pay this? And can we also involve the young mindsets? The moment you start being truthful, we're going to involve the young mindsets to come up with ideas on how we can be able to create job opportunities, use our own resources, including the tea farm, which we've given away to the British farm, the British system, the coffee, the sugar farms, all of them that are being controlled by white people and Indians. We should start by that. Let our people acquire these job opportunities, see how we can go around this and save our economy from literally collapsing. But you can't speak this and you're doing the opposite of it. So what he said, they're saying that the Kenyan President William Ruto says that the country will have to borrow more to keep the government running, following the rejections of a hugely unpopular financial bill that was ongoing to raise more money in taxes. The president said he would withdraw the bill containing controversial taxes hikes last Wednesday after deadly protests which saw the parliament being set on fire. Which also, when you try to look at how the BBC is terming this, and which also Ruto is what he said, they are more focused on the losses that the parliament experienced, not the losses of lives that people.
That's right.
Because if you try and listen to his debate yesterday, it was like, you can't go vandalizing and destroying the government's whatever, furnitures or whatever they want to call them. This costed us 2-point-something billion. It's already a billion. If you try to look at the mess created there, it's not even a billion, family. It's not a billion. And what they have stolen is
how much is a life worth? How much is a life worth? Life is priceless.
Life priceless, exactly. Priceless. You can't put a tag on that. And we do have the resources to recover all the damages that have been done by the people. It's not like we're not in the capability to. We don't even need no money. What do we need? Furniture.
We're saying it's crazy because he's trying to say about being upset about inanimate objects, but not the loss of life. He's concerned about some chairs that can be easily replaced any time of day, but not the loss of life that can't be replaced.
Exactly.
Sound crazy. It's cat shit.
They also adding, but on Sunday he said dropping the bill had set the country back 2 years, as he explained the difficulty of being unable to raise extra taxes while facing a huge debt burden.
You taking private jets and all your lavish trips ain't set the country back? You knew the country was already broke. Then why were you doing all your lavish trips and paying your lavish cars and all that shit? You don't give a shit about what the country is. You're full of shit. You're phony.
So a statement made this evening is how he is not traveling out of the country right now because of the young generation. Like there's a statement that I was reading this evening, which was saying it's crazy how Ruto, this is the time he has stayed so much in the country more than ever. Since he got into his seat. We've seen him always be in and out, but this is the most he's been in the country because he has.
Because he's been checked about his damn travel money. Talking about all that, the youth that checked his ass.
It is so crazy. But they're also saying that he said this meant Kenya would have to borrow 1 trillion shillings, which is $7.6 billion, 6.1 billion euros, just to be able to run our government. This is a 67% increase on what he had been planned. What had been planned. So meaning, as much as we are rejecting, or he has rejected the financial bill, we're not even getting any better. He has made the situation
Yeah,
worse
he's
by
full of
borrowing
shit.
1 trillion.
It's
67%
I
increase.
ain't gonna borrow some more money. You don't got the money to pay back the other money. How about you cut? You gotta do is cut government spending, moron. Your government is inflated, so your salary's too high. MP salaries are too high. Yeah, cut government spending. You're making useless offices with your wife and that other dude's wife. You want they elected how they getting some money because you were so corrupt. You think the people you thought the people gonna continue to allow you to be this goddamn corrupt. That's why you withdrawed it, as Demore said. Yeah, how's your wife getting some money for doing nothing, and the deputy president's wife getting money for doing nothing? That you supposedly broke. You cut government spending. That's your salary, or the MP salary, or the other useless salaries. Like Joe said in the morning, go back and cut out all these positions that non-existent that people get money from. Start paying your doctors and your teachers, and stop buying expensive cars. Stop buying all these expensive cars. You don't make shit. How about you learn? Yeah, boy. How about you learn to make shit? How about you fix your electrical grid so you can start producing? Now you don't want to do that because the white man told you not to do that. That's what you got to keep borrowing. You sound stupid as shit. That's why you got to go, Rucho. You're an old, dirty, wicked puppet. And the sad fact, all your people see you that way now. So you can't govern without the consent of the governed. They don't respect your stupid ass.
We discuss some of the things that should be done when a president comes into power or comes into leadership, when they come to rule and govern the system. Number one, they should actually let their assets be accessible. That is the right term I'm using. What we had the Liberian president do, what Diomaye Faye, the Senegalese president, did, allowing people to see literally how you've spent your money, how much wealth you have.
That's called an audit, Joe. You audit. Come with an audit.
How did you access this wealth? You have 1, 2, 3 businesses running. Can we track the funding of these businesses? And
exactly,
if you are in debt, how are you going to pay this debt so that we can ensure in case you take up, our country also into debt, you have a track of how you can pay back. Not just piling up shit and you're not doing it. That is what we had doing.
That's what they've been doing since Jomo. They want to audit because that shows they stealing. Who's stealing it? But now that you just said, no, we want to audit. We need audits every time. Every year should be an audit. Where's the money going? Or we got bridges to nowhere and shit not being done. Where's all the money going? It's being stolen.
Which is crazy. But that was, I think, not late, but early last month. That was on June 16th. We saw Senegal president reducing taxes. And this is why a country is working. When you come into leadership, you're trying to make the life of people easy, not hard. That is what you can see Senegal is doing. Liberia, again, I'm going to give you
care about your people.
Trying to do it. So I've not followed up so much with Liberia, but we saw the president who took power last year. He has been trying to change some of the things. But that was early last month. They say that the Senegal new government, led by President Bassirou Diomaye Faye, has introduced measures aimed at reducing the cost of basic commodities and staple foods to address cost of living and inflation concerns. President Faye, who is 44, who secured an uncontested that's it. Who secured uncontested victory in Senegal March election, had pledged during his campaign to tackle the high living costs in the West African nation, which relies heavy on imports, and he promised voters to address the cost of living would be a priority within his first few months in office, which we can see he's done it. Unlike yesterday, you guys, if you check yesterday's debate of Pluto, I love the fire the journalists were giving him. They went ahead.
Yeah, they were giving him that work.
But this is what you said. Then he's like, no, can we check on to what I've said and what I've done, not what I've said and not done. No, this is what you said. It's been 2 years. You want us to keep on listening, and you want for a full term for not doing anything. A whole full time we should keep on waiting. And somehow this, I don't know, if I feel like it works like that's in America. Maybe correct me if I'm wrong, kid. Where the president is checked in his first or second year, whatever they have done. Does it get to happen like that? Do the president?
Yeah, there's an audit.
Mm-hmm.
Get audited? Yeah, they get audited. They don't get to just spend money. They don't got no check. The president doesn't spend the money. It's the Congress. In America, the Congress spends the money, not the president. The people in Congress make the bills and pay the bills, not the president. The president gets to sign it and say, "Okay, we'll do it," but they don't. He doesn't have the right to. The power of the purse is called the money. Power of the purse relies with the legislative branch, Joby. Like it should be the parliament in Africa. Every parliament system, or system like America, the power of the purse is called the money is in the legislative branch, not the executive. It's in the legislative branch. He's the executive branch. President's executive is like Bruto's an executive. The power of the money is supposed to be in the legislative branch instead of closest what to the people.
Okay.
So that money's supposed to be in their hands, not his. But Africa is so despotic. It doesn't work like that. The presidents have taken all the power because they're the puppets in control of the country. There's no real legislators in Africa.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't work like that. It works as you put your puppet in and you do what he says.
Yeah, I do believe for us as Africa, for the first 1 year, and which I've said personally, I feel like the presidential terms also should be reduced from all these 5 terms we have. Like the first year should be 1 year enough to check what have you done so far according to the manifestos you've given the people. You know, are you consuming?
Should be 5 years is good. Should be 4 to 5 years. Each time I do something, but they want to make it larger to 7. That's a con. They want to make it to come almost like a dictatorship again. 7 years is out.
Mm-hmm. The reason why I feel like it should be reduced is because when you try to look at these 5 years, it's all about dictatorship. So I feel like if it is reduced, it's gonna lead more of these African countries the way they're set up, which we're trying to work on. If we correct it, I feel like it's gonna give an alert to these other nations like, hey, we have these African people, or our people are checking onto our work. So I got to deliver before I actually come up with a decision or an idea of I want the presidential terms increased because I'm doing great. You can't just come request for presidential term increase and there's nothing you've done even for the past 1 year. So personally, I'm that it should be reduced.
Well, you can't be president for a year, Joey. Can't be president for a year. That don't work. It's not enough time. You got at least 4 to 5 years at least, where you got time for your policies to work. Because it takes time to enact policies. Can't do it within a year, so it's gonna take time. So 4 to 5 years is good.
But at least we're giving a very good example so far. We have Senegal, and we're talking about Kenya. I mean, look at Ruto. He's like, let us go to the videos of what I've done. Okay, fine. We went to the videos and we checked about the fertilizer. He spoke about the subsidizing of fertilizer. Family, we brought a video, and I was so mad about it. You guys can remember. We brought a video here of how people got scammed because of fertilizer.
And nobody was ever prosecuted. And it was the government. The government was scamming on its own people. That's how corrupt. Mm-hmm. Africa is 10 years.
So
yeah, he want to take credit. He want to take credit for that. But they should say, "Hey, you know, your government scammed the farmers. What are you talking about? It's out of touch."
It is so crazy, but that is what is happening. in the 254, where we can see that Ruto has said he's going to borrow $7.6 billion. That is 7 trillion Kenyan shillings,
From
6.1
who?
billion
IMF
euros.
not giving no money. Who's he getting it from?
I wonder. Well, we're gonna see. We're gonna see, because do remember the IMF? That is the discussion we had on Friday.
Yeah.
They say they don't care. Either way, Ruto has to
Wow.
find a way how he can increase taxes. So we're gonna see how the economy, the cost of living is going to be. It might toughen. We might have to tighten our belts, like he said some time back, or I don't know what's gonna happen. Of course, we're gonna be checking, especially with the price of food commodities, seeing if they're escalating or going high. Then from there we can say if the country is literally doing okay or not. But of course, it's not gonna do okay. That there's no way
You can't borrow money. You can't borrow money to give money that you already borrowed from.
You don't have that money. Exactly. It is so crazy. Shout out to John Mosquito Karibu Sana. Nice to see you. And to everyone live with us on Twitter, I see you. And to everyone live with us also on the YouTube channel, Karibuni Sana. As we get to move on, also is about Haiti and the deployment of our troops there. Remember that happened last week, where we saw Ruto, of course, flagging 400 troops to arrive in Haiti. And so far,
and then stole their money. And stole half their money. Great.
News are getting on the desk, where we can see these malicious claims of the Kenyan officer who have been killed so far. That is just today. Malicious claims. But of course, with the malicious claims, you can see that there's one of the let me see, that is, I think, the
I'll tell you now, Kenyans, but one of these police officers kill a Haitian, it's over. They're gonna kill all you guys. It ain't like Kenya.
That is the National Police Service, which has refuted claims that 7 Kenyan police officers have been killed already, days after landing in the troubled Haitian capital, Port-au-Prince. Inspector General of Police Japhet Koome termed the claims circulating on social media as unfounded, false, unpatriotic, and malicious. And I want to pause on that and take us back to a few months ago. I reported, of course, where we had a family from Kenya, which was demanding the body of their loved one back in Kenya. And they were told by the US government, no, this is a government-to-government matter. So this, number one, led us to where we saw that there was a deployment of some troops. So the deployment of the troops is not just 1,000. There was already deployment of some troops there who died along the way before they arrived to Haiti. So the system is lying, just like we saw yesterday, Ruto lying about the number of deaths of our very own people, claiming it's 19. The human rights said and came out today in the morning and said that Ruto is a liar, and the number of deaths that happened in Githurai specifically is 24 people. And it's not just 24, because that is also them. I don't believe also the Human Rights Watch personally. I've said that before. We have facts from the people on the ground. Who are saying 30 people just from the markets, that is a market, including women alone, were shot because they went just shooting. They didn't care who or what was there. They just went shooting.
Yep.
And I
know you Kenyan shoulders you've already been debriefed. Said do not go wild shooting like you do in Kenya. It's not going to be tolerated. If you do, we're going to prosecute you. So they're going to use tact, because the UN's already told them, if you do like you did in Kenya, like you do here in Haiti, we're going to prosecute you. And once you start doing that, the people are going to kill you. You don't know the area of Haiti. You knew they're going to kill you. They're going to kill you. So, you're going to find yourself in the ocean somewhere, buried somewhere with your head chopped off. They're going to kill you.
Well, Babaki already did warn them. So it is up to them as we get to see what they're going to be doing. But there's nothing.
Came out kind of brand new. I see the Kenyans. They're all in the latest. They don't like no Kenyans though. They all got that low budget shit. They got all top rated gear, all nice and brand new gear. Ain't that shit you see the Africans use? That old fucked up ass crazy shit they got in Africa. They in Haiti with all updated, state of the art shit. All new trucks. It's all state of the art. All fireproof damn trucks, all kind of shit. I said, look at this. They don't look like no third world country with all this shit on. They look like an update, like they out of America and Germany. Look at this shit they got on. They well funded. Look at this shit here.
It is crazy. But as we get to move on, I want to get straight to the video that I wanted to share. Of course, this is about pilots. We have pilots testifying about Billy Gates, who is behind the chemi trails. And
Rep control.
we also have, of course, there are going to be a couple of companies which are going to be mentioned here that are
It's not with
behind
him.
this.
Bill Gates is the puppet of the Rockefellers. Well,
Yeah, so there's going to be a couple of
Convince the public that there's nothing to see here. These freakish geometric chemtrails.
we started again.
We have all seen the freakish and unnatural chemtrail patterns in the skies above major cities.
yeah.
You mind
Good.
is working so good. I ain't even gotta download nothing. Like last I ain't gotta download a video to save on my files no more.
Regional
God damn.
centers. While the mainstream media attempts to convince the public that there's nothing to see here, these freakish geometric chemtrails do not fit into any natural cloud pattern, and they have only begun appearing in recent decades. What are they spraying into the sky? Who's
dumb
doing
down.
it? Why are they doing it?
Iridium.
And what's
It's,
their
it's to
motive?
dumb you down.
Most importantly, what can we the people do to put an end to this? According to commercial pilots who've been investigating the phenomenon, the answers to these questions are dark and disturbing, and the paper trail exposes the depopulation agenda of the global elite.
Exactly.
Before we dive in, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, join the People's Voice Local
All about
community to join our
depopulation.
incredible team, and check out the brand new free speech forum at community.thepeoplesvoice.tv. Anybody who's been paying attention to the world around them in recent times has noticed that our skies are changing. The sun, once a large orange ball of fire, now appears whiter and smaller.
Yep.
Where clouds once erupted in beautiful natural shapes, including cirrus, cumulus, and nimbus formations, they now appear grid-like, resembling the bars of a giant prison planet. Brave truth-tellers, unafraid of the wrath of the mainstream media and other elite gatekeepers, have been speaking about the phenomenon for years. Here is Prince in 2009, speaking about Dick Gregory and social engineering from the skies.
He said something that really hit home about this phenomena of chemtrails. And, you know, when I was a kid, I
Yeah,
used to
Prince.
see these trails in the sky all the time. And so, oh, that's cool. A jet just went over. And then you started to see a whole bunch of them. And next thing you know, everybody in your neighborhood was fighting and arguing, and you didn't know why.
Right.
Okay,
It wasn't
and
it wasn't
you really
purple
didn't
rain,
know why.
nigga. Wasn't purple
And
rain.
everybody was fighting.
Prince was
Yep.
always fearless and ahead of his time. In recent
why they
years,
killed-
pilots and
that's
aviation
why
industry
they killed his
professionals,
ass.
including air traffic controllers, have been coming forward to blow the whistle on
Tell
the
the truth.
unnatural and dangerous chemtrail phenomenon.
The contrails, not the chemicals, the contrails occur because of cold air, minus 30. It takes a high altitude, around 30,000 feet plus. There's carbon dioxide and water vapor in that exhaust. That turns to ice crystals, and that's what you see, the white stream behind it. Those white crystals of ice warm up, dissolve, and the smoke goes away. And it never lasts more than a minute. What we're seeing now, and I first could not believe it, and I started looking at the skies, and these are not normal. They're not natural. There's something going on. I don't know who it is or why they're doing it. All I can testify is it's not natural and it's not normal. It's got to be some outside influence doing that. Thank you.
I'm here.
Okay, so I'm gonna pause this. I feel so sad that I learned this just at my very older age, celebrating this. Oh my god, this is so crazy.
Prince said it was cool too. You seen Prince? Prince said the same thing. Oh man, it's cool.
I think every day I could see these chemtrails, and I'm like, damn, these planes. And then they're always super high. I'm like, you can't even. You see, it's a small plane leaving some chemtrails. I'm like, This is interesting, very interesting.
To give you testimony that chemtrails, they're not contrails, are indeed real. They're spraying almost every day. I watch the clouds and
Yep.
watch the spraying
They
program.
spray
going
like
on.
bugs.
I want to tell you that we're in very great danger
Right,
from
it's
the
like
pollution
bugs.
that's coming down over us.
Mm-hmm.
And we've been led astray by the military-industrial complex. And they're
Yep.
responsible for the cloud's creation and weather manipulation programs.
Yep.
They're dark
Weather-
operations. That's why
Weather
they're not out in the media.
manipulation.
I look around and I
Manipulation
see
is them.
people
They control the
I can
weather.
see that. Many times I've spoken about chemtrails, and I get this blank look on my face. What are you talking about? I'm saying, look up. As a pilot, before I fly, I look up. And so, boy, they're really out there working.
When you look up at the sun and you see a white haze, that is aluminum floating in the air right now. And it's
He's not wrong about the aluminium, but what else is in the chemtrails? Richard Vobes interviewed
Uranium.
2 commercial pilots
All
last
kind of
week
shit.
who've been conducting in-depth research into chemtrails after becoming disturbed by what was happening in their industry. To protect their anonymity, the 2 pilots had their voices digitized for the interview.
Yes, I can answer that, Richards. So what they're spraying, we've all around Europe, we have had tests done from the dust on your car, from the dust on roofs, and I've noticed the chemtrails personally for about the last 10 years. So they have been tested. If you go onto a website that I'll give you initially, it is geoengineeringwatch.org. That's geoengineeringwatch.org. A lot of confirming information can also be found on that website. So we have had many samples tested from various laboratories where they have mass spectrometers, and the main constituents are barium, strontium, aluminium oxide. The first 2 are carcinogenic. Aluminium oxide promotes Alzheimer's disease, amongst other things. And
Alzheimer's.
various
Makes you
microplastics,
stupid.
up to 2% uranium,
Yep.
and graphene oxide, which we all know about. These tend to be the basic.
Remember, graphene oxide, brother. Remember, graphene oxide is in the 19 family. It's also inside the 19, you know what, B, the 19B. So when you can't get it into you that way, they spraying it down on you. Or you're snipping that shit in, it's going on your vegetables. Going your, God, this is how wicked these psychopaths are.
Brain.
Go ahead, Joe.
The justification for it, they say, and we're talking the
Not
New World
global
Order,
warming, Doctor.
globalists,
Yep.
etc.,
Right.
is to
Not the
dim
global,
the
cats
sun,
with the small
whether
hat.
it's climate change or whatever they want to
Exactly.
call it next week. Is to dim the sun and to insidiously poison everything. It is the depopulation program.
Poison
It all leads back
everything.
to that. It leads back
Yeah.
to the World Health Organization. It leads back
Yep.
to
Yeah, big show.
the WEF, the WEF, Davos, and the
World Economic
main
Forum.
players who are sponsoring this are the Bill Gates Foundation and various others. But this is in the Agenda 2030, is it in the
Right.
Agenda 2021?
All 2030.
It's well documented in the Johns Hopkins University agendas. They are all publicly available. So it essentially does 2 things. It is to block out the sun and to
Who started
insidiously poison
WEF? Oh, the Rockefellers and the
The elite's
Rothschilds.
agenda to block the sun has taken
Yep.
a serious turn this year, with Bill Gates and George Soros pumping tens of millions of dollars into schemes to spray aerosols into the atmosphere.
Remember,
to
the sun's
shield the Earth
changing,
from the
and it's
life-giving
killing
rays of
who?
the sun.
It's not
Meanwhile,
killing black
thanks to
people,
extreme
it's
weather
killing
events in
who?
Dubai, the mainstream media was
killing
forced to
who?
admit that governments do engage in weather modification
Exactly.
in the form of cloud seeding. According to the pilots, the
It's
chemtrail
deeper than
agenda is
that.
part of this plot to destroy life on Earth by blocking
Right.
the sun. And
Exactly.
farms in particular are already experiencing the negative effects of the elite's anti-life agenda.
Yeah, they call it
And,
drought
yes,
and with
the,
climate change. They're the ones doing it.
The
It's a
animals
lie.
are eating grass. It's in the grass. We've been speaking to a lot of farmers. As I
It's
say, I'm from
everything.
Melbourne, and a lot of the farmers there are reporting all sorts of problems with animals.
That's why I told you, as black people, sun gaze. You sun gaze to get past all this, because you're not gonna be able to get out your vegetables no more, because it's spraying down on you. It's in everything, but you sun gaze, so you don't get sick, you don't get fucked up, because there's always a counter thing to their damn wickedness, always.
And yes, it's starting to affect everything, and it is insidious. And of course, your doctor, when you go to, you have something wrong, they have no idea where it's from.
While the sources of the funding for the chemtrail agenda can be sourced back to the usual suspects, including the Gates and Soros foundations and the colleagues of the WEF, who are the people who fly the planes and spray the toxic chemtrails on densely populated urban centers? And how much do these people know about what they're doing? The answers might surprise you. Today's sponsor is pillsforever.com. If you think Big Pharma have your best interests at heart, think again. Under Biden, the price of medicine in America has skyrocketed, and there are certain medicines Big Pharma don't want you to know about. That's why I've partnered with pillsforever.com. All of their FDA-approved medicines are the cheapest you'll find anywhere. More importantly, you can order medicines that Big Pharma don't want you to have, such as ivermectin, hydroxychloroquine, and fenbendazole. Speaking of fenbendazole, not only does it get rid of parasites that live inside your body, there have been studies that show fenbendazole can help with cancer. Listen to this testimony of Joe Tippins, a cancer survivor, thanks to fenbendazole.
2 years ago, Joe Tippins says he was told to go home, call hospice, and say his goodbyes. The doctors were unanimous. He was going to die of small cell lung cancer.
Once that kind of cancer goes that far afield, the odds of survival are less than 1%, and the median life expectancy is 3 months.
Tippins says he got a tip, not from a pharmacist, but a veterinarian. And in his desperation, he turned from people medicine to dog medicine. Specifically, fenbendazole.
My insurance company spent $1.2 million on me with traditional means before I switched to a $5 a week medicine that actually saved me.
Get 15% off using coupon code People's Voice at the checkouts. Please click the link below this video or call 256-664-4170 to take advantage of this fantastic offer. Here's facts. The Spanish government ordered the military to quietly spray lethal chemtrails on its citizens with UN authorization under the cover of the state of emergency for the management of the health crisis situation caused by COVID-19. The chemtrail program, which involves the spraying of biocides on the population, was authorized by royal decree and was quietly acknowledged by the government on April the 16th, 2020, just 1 month after the World Health Organization announced that COVID-19 was a pandemic. While we know that governments are spraying deadly chemicals on their populations, we still know very little about the logistics of the clandestine and highly illegal programs.
The initial culprits were freighter aircraft that have been converted. We've done a lot of research into this in Europe, and we're finding there's a company who supply freighter aircraft called ASL. They have actually supplied some of these companies some of these aircraft, leased some of these aircraft to various companies around Europe, freighter companies who then apply for the conversions, which are fairly simple to do. In the UK, there's a couple of companies that we've also been keeping an eye on. They very simply have either a roll-on, roll-off system, which is containerized like a freighter aircraft would normally have. So it's a pallet with a pump, wiring, a container with the chemicals in. They get loaded onto the aircraft, they get slotted into position, an engineer will connect them all up, and he'll get airborne. The other aircraft have permanent tanks already fitted, and again, they're deliberately and willfully fitted. So the CAA in each country have approved these systems, so the CAA know about what they're doing. We've also looked into the company's air operators' certificates, and some of these companies have more than one. And some of them, for instance, are allowed to spray their oil spill response. Their legitimacy is that they can spray detergents low level over the sea onto an oil slick, But in actual fact, when you think, well, how many oil slicks were there around Europe or around the world in the last 20 years, it's been minimal. So that raised my suspicion. That's how I got onto this many years ago. The AOC also says that some of these operators can spray pesticides over wooded areas. And clearly that's in violation of the AOC because most cities don't have wooded areas. So yeah, it's been going on for quite some time. It's just that we're now starting to notice.
As the pilots explained, chemtrail operations involve both military and civilian sectors, and the whole enterprise is tightly controlled to remain completely inaccessible to the public.
Both military and civil operators actually sit side by side in one control room. What happens is a flight plan would be filed. They would then have the, if you like, the prior knowledge of the routes that these aircraft are going to take, altitude, speed, direction, etc. And what we're finding, and this is very important for your viewers to understand, many people use the flight tracking apps, in particular Flight Radar 24. There are others out there, but it's been proven that these do not deliberately, they are being blocked from, the customer is being blocked from seeing the aircraft flying. That's why you can look out in the sky and physically see, you know, the big grid patterns building as these planes are flying non-commercial routes. They're not flying the normal patterns that anybody can get hold of an aviation route chart and have a look at where they should be. They're not following these flight paths, but they're being controlled by both military and civil controllers. What they're doing is they obviously can see the aircraft for safety reasons and to keep them, you know, get them through. But the problem is that the apps won't let Joe Public see them. So that's why you'll see one with a trail, maybe 3 or 4, and they tend to come through in sort of half a dozen, like a squadron at a time, coming through in waves, building these patterns, particularly in front of the sun. The more you witness this, you'll realise that's their aim with what they call the solar radiation management. And then within a few minutes to a few hours, you'll see the sky just cloud over. And if you don't get the rain, you're lucky. But that's why we're suffering with this lack of vitamin D, amongst other things.
Do the pilots and aviation professionals know what they're doing? What kind of person could possibly spray these deadly chemicals over densely populated urban centres?
The answer is maybe when they started out on this, they saw it as a business opportunity. Let's not ask too many questions. In short answer to that question, I'd say yes, they fully realise what they're doing. Anybody, once you've found out the constituent parts of what you're spraying, anybody can then look it up. You can Google it if you have to. And you can find out what the net effect of these chemicals will have on mankind, human life, plant life, and so on. The pilots, the other tangential to that question, I would say the other question I get asked is, do the pilots know what they're doing? Yes, they do, 100%. If you have dangerous goods on board, which these chemicals will be classed as dangerous goods, the captain has to have something called a NOTOC, which is
a manifest to look at it. It's true.
And that will list where the dangerous goods are. This is very common with freight aircraft. So a freight aircraft can have 1,000 different manufactured goods on, but then he may be taking radioisotopes for an X-ray machine. Now that's dangerous goods. They have to be handled and they have to be packaged to a minimum requirement, and there may be certain parts of the aircraft that is not allowed in, and so on. So if the idea behind this is if an aircraft has to divert due to an emergency, then the captain runs off the aircraft with the NOTOC and he says to the fire chief, yes, I have radioisotopes on board and they're in that section of the aircraft. That's what it's all about. They will know. They will know. Plus the fact, to take that a little further, we found out that in Europe, about 2/3 of the chemicals come from America, and about 1/3 of the chemicals come from India. And there are various companies bringing them in. The military, we also believe, are bringing them in. As I said before, I'm from Belgium, and there's a base there, Zoetermeer, and they've been operating, the military have been spraying for quite some time. In fact, the military have been spraying a lot longer than the civil operators. Civil operators have probably been in the last 20 years, and they've upped it in the last 4 to 5. But the military before that, yeah, the pilots know what they're spraying.
Now that more pilots and aviation industry professionals are coming forward to expose the agenda, to block the sun and slowly poison everything on Earth.
Remember, they block the sun actually for them, because they're the ones dying of the sun, family. They're not natural to the planet. See, that's the dirty little secret. That they're natural to the planet. So what creator created all these people that cannot exist in its creation? It doesn't make any sense, does it now? Because it wasn't created by the creator. Yeah. Yeah. Because to be in any planet, you must have melanin. You've been told that melanin is bad. No, it's God. It's God genetics. Okay? For the sun. You're supposed to eat the sun as African people. That's what you do. They don't. They reflect. The Asians reflect the sun. Caucasians reflect the sun. Okay? They get each Indian a little bit of melanin, but most of them, the ones at the top, they reflect the sun too. The Brahmins do.
To this.
Number one, now you know about it, please be more attentive. We know that the aircraft that are physically spraying over the land are between 10 and 15,000 feet. They tend to fly quite slowly, and they're not on your flight radar apps. So if you have anybody with a good camera or a good camera phone, or indeed a telephoto lens, somebody who's a photographer, photographs of these aircraft with location, time, date, distance, not distance, the direction that they're flying. When they go to the airports, anything unusual equipment. For instance, some of these freighters are out of place. The key thing is somebody must know somebody who works at an airport. That's really key. And what we're going to do is we're just asking anybody that works at an airport, it's your next door neighbor, it's your friend down the road. Ask them. Now there's a little trick that they can do. As I said, don't tell me, just write it down. So if they get a registration of an aircraft or something like this, it's just to be more attentive. The other thing we would say is over the sea, they're spraying the sea as well. We know this. They tend to drop down to around about 5,000 feet. And we've noticed various places, particularly the Pacific Ocean. You can actually see the chemtrails with some of the live satellite feeds that you can get. We also know that they've been spraying over the stretch of water between, I think it's called.
And before they did this, remember, pause that. Before they started this, remember, in the African American community in America, they were already poisonous through, that's how they got to do this. So they always study poisonous first. They would go in the neighborhoods, and through exhaust and certain systems, they would spray African American communities with the same toxic beryllium, all this cancer causing shit, all within the black community in America. So I forgot, yeah, not just lead, but everything. They would, they got caught in New Jersey, but it was every black neighborhood across this whole country. I know they got caught. I think they got caught. I think in Newark, New Jersey, they got caught. The military was spraying African Americans and shit with all these toxins, these cancer-causing agents, and then nobody knew what it was. Why black people always get sick, because we've been sprayed like animals from these toxins that we couldn't see. This is how wicked these people are. Like Central asked me on the show today, it's like they don't have a heart. It's like they're not human beings. I said, I'll let you think about that, Central. I'll let you think about that.
They don't.
You said the key word. You have no idea how wicked, how inhumane these people are. Your African mind can't fathom it. We said, I don't think it's like they're not human. Yeah. Go ahead, Joby.
South Wales coast at 5,000 feet. So fishermen, farmers, everybody, yes, just pay more attention. Photographs, and there's plenty of websites out there now that you can actually go and post these on.
These are critical times, and here at The People's Voice, we are determined to expose the elites and hold them to account before they can fully implement their devastating agenda. Join us in our mission to wake up the masses by subscribing to the...
Yeah, so that's the excuse me. That's the video over there. And that's especially to us as African people, because I saw that and I was like, man, I gotta bring the story back, because I remember we discussed this on a slighter note, and I remember talking about the chemtrails, which I didn't know that was the name even. You know, you just used to see clouds. Look at those clouds, you know. How do we have planes living clouds? We have no idea. Literally, these people are spraying us with all type of chemicals to get rid of us. And
that's what Prince said. Hey, look at the clouds.
Especially, because it's crazy, because I'm trying to imagine right now what is their aim, especially in the village, because when I say every day, I used to see this like every day. I'm like, and I was young.
Joby, let me do it so I can try to mask it. Africa without the African. Africa without the African. Africa without the African. That's the goal.
Crazy. It is so crazy, and I'm glad to know this kind of things right now. At least when I'm gonna have a kid and they're gonna be asking me or get excited about such kind of things, I'm gonna be letting them know what is going on. Because sadly, us, we don't know what is this. We have majority of African people, trust me, don't have clue of all this. Like,
of course not, Joe. But it's just, you grew up in a society of just complete ignorance. That's on purpose. If I'm trying, like I told every time, think I'm going to teach you? I'm trying to do certain things to you. Think I'm going to teach you to overthrow me? Think I'm going to teach you real knowledge? No, I'm going to keep you as ignorant as possible.
And that's what they did. They did keep us ignorant, literally as possible as they
could.
It's just lacking even the ability and the comfortability, the confidence to question some things. And then you also ask, like, what are you going to question? Because also the people you question are also dumb and even dumber than you, you know? When you question them,
that's why exactly. That's why the youth are waking up. Why the youth know. I told you who changed society, Joby. I first got you as a baby. The youth, not old people. You wasting your time talking to old people. Don't waste the time.
It's crazy. So a quick story before I get to move to the main conversation. So this weekend, of course, I was in the village, and I was like, I thought, because I have an uncle who understands bits of what is happening in politically, because I had first texted him before even going there. I was like, yo, are you rejecting this bullshit or you accepting it? Because I know you do work with a couple of people in these offices. So are you supporting it or are you rejecting it? He was like, Joby, I'm rejecting this. I know what's going on. Like, okay, really, this should be. So in my mind, I'm like, this should be waking you hard enough, even from the religion side mindset that you have. Where? So on Saturday, I got there around 9 p.m., 9:30, if I can remember, 9:30 there. Some my phone was off. So I was really, really tired and sleepy. Just
of course, you've been up all day.
I ate dinner, catched up a little bit with my brother, and I was like, yo, I gotta sleep. So I'm sleeping on the sofa just before waiting, because my uncle did not come at home yet. I'd seen him before coming to the house. So he told me he's gonna come late. So he comes in, he eats dinner. I'm there just, of course, sleeping, but I can hear what's going on in the background. I'm sleeping, but I can hear what's going on in the background. So story short, we were supposed to go officially to the bed, but that is for me, and him
Yeah.
is going to. My brother, I had he sleeps late, and my cousins they sleep late watching movies. So he's like, we gotta pray. And it's not just prayers, guys. I had to sing the whole goddamn song. Oh my god. I was so tired. I was so tired.
Hold on. He woke you up to sing a song?
He's like, hey, we're going to sleep, and we gotta pray. So of course me, I'm like, it's just because African homes, and I've grown up in such kind of a home, praying is just normal. Thank you God for the day, and that's it. Yo, I see people standing, including my brother. I'm like, what's going on here?
It's all exhausted from traveling all the way over there. Then you gotta get up and pray and sing songs and shit.
I follow suit, yeah. So I see my brother standing, my cousin, my uncle. Okay, I'm like, okay, so people are standing. So I stand up. I think we're praying. They start singing. I'm like, what?
That sounds like a fucked up movie. I said, wait, what?
The blood of Jesus is going to wash over your sin.
Oh, God.
You guys, I was so exhausted. You have no idea.
I know. I think that's what makes it so fun. I know you was exhausted. I said, Joe, it's kind of late. You still gonna go? So yeah, keep that gonna go. Cause you leave till like 5 o'clock. I said it's late, so I knew you was exhausted.
three goddamn songs, and then
three. God damn. And you gotta do it because you can't be rude because you're a visitor. All that crazy shit.
I can't talk like I'm all non-religious and all that. They don't know none of this. So I'm like, okay. My brother, of course, knows. My brother goes, after that, the next day we called HR, and HR was like, yo, Joby has not taken you to church. And then my brother was like, Joby is the list of the people we should actually talk to about church, and you know that better. Like, wait, you guys sing 3 songs every night? Like, hey,
damn.
This is some hard top shit, man.
Price of growing up, Joby. That's great. They're like, y'all gotta sing 3 songs every night. Yeah, God
I'm
damn.
not going back to sleep again. Trust me, it's me getting in the dark out. Like, I was like, I regret the fact that I said I'm gonna come sleep over. I wish I came on Sunday. That's why I left early, because I was like, man, if I stay here, this guy is gonna come here.
Yeah, I was surprised you guys told me you got home. It was like 7 or 8 o'clock. I'm at the studio. I'm going. So dang, Joby got home early. I didn't know the story about you singing 3 songs.
I was like, nah. I showed my brother, there's nothing I'm doing here. I gotta leave. Okay. I gotta leave. I've already seen you write. I've given you your shit, whatever you want to write. So please, you see when you see me.
That's funny.
I really wanted to record that, but my phone was off. I was like, God damn.
Yeah, we was laughing our ass off. That's funny.
Shout out to Jiba Jaba and everyone in the house. Karibuni sana. Hope you guys are doing great. Everyone tuning in. Hope you guys had a beautiful weekend. John was I see you everywhere. Jiba Jaba says, hi, stop invite for a while. He's doing his black job. That is the next conversation, of course, we're getting into about Donald Trump's racist comment, because that is so racist. I mean, what are some of the black jobs? You guys pin them down on the comments. What are the black jobs? You know,
all the fucked up jobs nobody wants. Same when they used to be in Africa when they colonized. All the low budget jobs, Joby.
It is insane. But also say there is a consistent haze in the sky. A clear blue sky is frequent in
almost unknown. Exactly right, Jim, because they've been doing it. They've been capturing the sky at least for 25, 30 years now. because they're trying to block the sun. The energy's changing. See, the idea is spiritual. Told you everything goes back to spirit. These are some wicked motherfuckers created by some other people. I'll explain that later, but that's why you know it's spiritual. That's why they're attacking the sun. The sun is changing. That's what's causing the Kenyans and Africans to start waking up. Told you when the change of the sun and it being tethered to Sirius, that changes the mind because you're genetically attached to the sun. We are. About I sent Joby 2 videos. The last one I sent her, that one she already knows. I sent her that one about the DNA. See, everybody has 6 strands of DNA except for Africans. We have 9. I found it's really 12. But look, everybody else has one step up from what? A chimp. They were created from chimps and other things. That's why they got one DNA strand above a chimp. Africans don't got nothing like that. We got 9 and up to 12. We're the supreme beings on the planet. This is a fact.
Keep you outside.
No, I'm inside. But so the air is blasting in my face. It's hot. Sorry about that. The air, I got the AC on, blasting in my face because it's hot.
Again, the damn alligator again.
I'm away from the alligator, but I was over with some of the guys in a place called Port Charlotte, south of Sarasota. I'm down in South Florida, and I got to do something, and it was a goddamn alligator right there on the damn bank of the fucking this lake. I'm like, oh shit! But you're in Florida, you're going to see gators. You see gator walking down the street, and I'm gonna tell you, man, gators are fast as shit. Gator can chase your ass down and fuck you up. No, shit, about you zigzag. If gator chasing your family, zigzag like it's like you getting shot by a bullet. Zigzag on his ass.
You better do the little kid.
Yeah. I remember I said, Joe, that fence, that gator climbed that fence in them people's backyard in Florida. That gator climbed that whole damn fence. Shit. So I stepped down and heard they go, they make that hissing sound. I said, oh shit. I already know that's a gator around this motherfucker somewhere. He said it was all high, that brush is all high about it. Say once you go look at shit, they can snap. They got a quick thing to snatch your ass. I said, no, that's a gator right there, motherfucker. It's a gator. I see you, bitch. I see your ass. You ain't fucking me up.
Be careful, man. Be very careful. Jiba Jabba says, any word on how the bishop feels about Gen Z and the bill? I've not spoken to that guy. Like,
we'll never talk to him. I'm curious to know how he thinks too. I'm curious to know what he thinks too. I'm curious to have Joby invite him to her house, but she won't do it.
No. I don't know. Stay where he belongs. Jiba Jabba says, I'm dying. I'm glad I caught this. Karibu Sana. This is off topic. Your shadow as the drip. Got you. Thank you. I appreciate it. But yeah, I'm gonna open a makeup company. You know, I'm gonna be,
Oh, you guys been on? I ain't looked at Joby's makeup channel. I was thinking the other one. It's like Joby thirst trapping. That should be funny. I gotta get out of it.
Yeah, my makeup page is touched by Joby. That is Instagram. You see all the work there, all the clients, everything I've done there. But anyway, as we get to move on, I'll show, of course, the videos of what is happening. So we had Trump, of course, that was on Friday, if I'm not wrong, where we had the presidential debate.
I think that was Thursday. Because I was going to do a show on it Friday.
Oh,
yeah, I think it was Thursday.
So yeah, we had him, of course, and Biden. I don't know if you guys saw how Biden was so slow.
He's got them. He got Alzheimer's, slow. He look crazy as cat shit. Like damn.
He's like, I know I'm old, but I can take this. I'm gonna lead and all that. But that was not the most, of course, cashed up moment we had. Donald Trump.
I didn't even know where the hell he was at.
Biden, I feel like that is a robot operating over there. Like the way he's moving, like this is not a normal human being type of move. I mean, how old are you again? You can, even if you're that old, like, hey, sure, hey,
He's
hey,
8.
step down, man, step down. You're not supposed to be a
Mm-hmm.
president. Step the heck down. There's
What
no way you're
about that?
running. Who are you ruling with this? You can't. No, that is unacceptable. But yeah, that was not the most, of course, picked up.
They call him again. They call him again. They did a G7 conference last week. He doodled on himself again. They got him. His wife was smashing that. Ooh, they called him because he stopped and he started shitting on. They knew he didn't. They could tell when he's shitting on himself. Oh, Joe Biden is shitting on himself again. Yeah, Macron. Macron's like, ooh, they can smell it. I started laughing. It was on TikTok. Joe Biden started to shit on himself again. God damn.
I think the one I saw of G7 is when he was walking away from where Macron was. I think the one.
Yeah, when he was going away in the minute. Yeah, he's looking all crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, he walked away to know where the hell he was at again.
It is insane. But like I'm saying, that is
All
not
right.
the picked up a moment on that debate. We had Donald Trump who made comments about black jobs, which of course is picked up as a very racist statement.
Yeah, it was right. Yeah, he said, yeah, all the immigrants are coming, but the immigrants are taking all the black jobs. There gonna be no black jobs for black people. You know, there ain't gonna be nobody being a waitress, being a maid, you know, and all kind of other fuck shit. Those are black people jobs.
So I want to share the first video of this coon. Of course, both of them, I know you guys probably going to term them as coon, but this one is really a coon. This one believes that Biden is supposed to take over. Biden is going to be a good leader, and he talks also about
They don't believe that, Joe, but they're paid to say that. They're bootlicking, like I said, they're bootlicking handkerchief head Negro coons. See, they're paid to say stupid shit. It's all a facade.
Hello, I'm Dana Bash in Washington, where the state of our union is at an inflection point. President Joe Biden is in Camp David today for a long-planned family gathering. It comes as he faces pressure from panicked Democrats to reconsider his re-election bid.
They want him to get out.
Persistent concerns about his capabilities following CNN's presidential debate. Yesterday evening, Biden's campaign brushed off those concerns, including from a stack of newspaper editorials this weekend, urging him to step aside. As top campaign officials argued, the panic is coming from, quote, the bedwetting brigade and the Beltway class and does not reflect voters' views. Biden himself told donors in New Jersey.
You think the voters want this moron ahead of a war, killing people and doing all the wicked shit he does? Please. This moron can't even take off his own underwear without shitting on himself. Get out of here.
And the concern after the debate. I get it. I didn't have a great night, but I'm going to be fighting harder. And a senior campaign official told me that the president has not wavered in his belief that his candidacy is the only path forward for his party. His campaign warned in a fundraising email that replacing Biden with another Democrat would cause chaos and be, quote, a highway to losing.
Yeah, because they need to steal it.
Madison, Wisconsin, where he is
Yeah,
campaigning.
look at this. Now, this bootlicking handkerchief head, phony head, this damn Jim Clever. You black people, stop tokenizing. Black people, you don't need nothing. You know, this vote, you don't need nothing. This is the same kind of leader you got in Africa. This motherfucker here. He got his daughter job, who's a more. These are the same kind of puppets. They do copy and paste. You black people don't need nothing. God vote. I don't care what you do. They made me rich. Fuck the rest of you niggas don't got nothing. You get out and vote.
I didn't even know what position he has. I see he's just a Republican, if I'm not wrong.
No, he's a Democrat. No, he's a Democrat, Joe. Yeah, he's part of the same party. He's part of the same party as Joe Biden. He's the bootlick crowd to keep Africans down. Yeah, all these puppets we got just like Africa. The white people made the same system globally. He's a puppet. That's why he's there, Joby. He's there to make sure black people never get shit. He's to make sure him and his family are the only ones that get shit. He's the ones that Joe Biden is the only big thing we can have. We must vote for Joe Biden. It's all we can do.
Exactly. This is the dumbest person man I've had today. I was listening. I cracked.
He's a moron.
I really cracked so bad. I was like, there's no way we have someone who's representing black people. He looks like a
Joby. It's the same thing in Africa. It's the same copy and paste, Joby, globally. He's a puppet. White people put him in power. He stays there to do their bidding. So if you think about Africa, think this juxtapose it, Jovi, as Africa. It's the same thing in Africa you got in America. You got puppets that do not represent black people who speak to black people. You're going to see you got reverends they use. I'm a reverend of Jesus and the Lord and Jesus and the Lord. They tell you all that shit, right?
President, a top Biden ally, Congressman Jim Clyburn of South Carolina. Thank you so much for joining me, sir. I want to just set the table with the fact that our viewers understand you are a very close confidant of President Biden. You played a critical role in helping him win the nomination 4 years ago. You say Democrats need to, quote, chill out. So are you saying you have absolutely no concerns about Joe Biden's ability not only to win in November, but to be the leader of the free world for the next 4 years?
Cognitive abilities all messed up. He don't know what's going. He's shitting on himself. Of course he does. Of course he can. I believe.
Joe Biden has a problem leading for the next 4 years because he's done a great job.
But he's a moron. He's done a great job. There's genocide going on in the Congo and in Gaza, but he's done a great job.
He's a moron, man. He's a moron. We've seen what has Biden? Biden has done nothing. What
exactly? Of course, but he's got to say, Joby, he's a puppet. So he's gonna say, remember, they gotta say all kind of crazy shit that has nothing to do with truth. Biden's great.
But listen, I really
for the last 3.5 years. I always say that the best predictor of future behavior is past performance. And when we look at the past performance of these two men that are the front runners in their parties, we get a lot of indication about what their future behavior would be. So
remember Biden was the one trying to lock you down and force mandated vaccines on you. And this motherfucker backed it like the other African puppets did. See? And they know, and us knowing here, we know what that actually is. That's how wicked this no good boot-picking nigga is. Go ahead, Joby.
Record, I do believe that we will find him in contrast with the record of the 4 years of Trump to be exactly what we need going forward, not just domestically.
And remember, family, pause this again, Joe. Remember, family, this is Kabuki theater. Because the people that run the planet are funding Biden and Trump. Nobody wants neither one of them. They're both geriatric, old-ass people who can't do shit. But they're getting funded by the same Israeli lobby. The cats with the small hats. So no matter who wins, they win. And nothing changes. You see the scam? Doesn't make a difference. Whoever wins, they win. Because nothing's going to change. Go ahead, Joby.
As well.
What about his performance on Thursday, though, sir? Do you understand why some Democrats, some independents who were not that interested in voting for Donald Trump and were considering voting for Joe Biden look at that and say, I just don't see it. I don't want to vote for him. What do you say to them?
I would say to them, take into account the record. Yes, it was a bad performance. I've been around these things. I've been a part of debate preparation before, and I know when I see what I call preparation overload. And that's exactly what was going on the other night. I saw. He got prepared overload. He didn't see dementia, Alzheimer, goddamn, don't know what the fuck is going on. That was preparation overload. Just like your mind is overloaded with bullshit, you're saying.
He's gonna talk about it. He's gonna talk about Biden's health as well. He's like Trump's health is more fucked up than Biden's.
For,
I didn't see that.
Words and phrases and even numbers that he was loaded up with. The next day he gets to North Carolina. He's freewheeling and he captivated the audience.
He captivated what audience? Don't nobody show up to even see Biden ass. He got like 5 people in the audience. He captivated what audience? What are you talking about? This is crazy Negro speak.
Even people in Africa are calling out on. Literally, everyone is recognizing what Biden is, how he's moving, like the slow movements, the robotic type of movement. What outstanding performance is there?
You know,
Yeah,
the board,
that's all.
I mean,
He's like the guy that told you. He's like the same moron told you, Mr. Speaker, those photographs are not in Kenya. They're someplace else. The lies are just crazy. That's what he's doing, Joby. It's the same crazy shit. Yes.
Operation can be tough, but you got to really do a good job of preparing the candidate, not just with information, but with style, with deflection, and the kinds of things that we did not see in Joe Biden the other night and saw it 4 years ago.
I believe on Friday in North Carolina, he had a teleprompter. But I want to ask about something that you mentioned late last week, which is that you intended to have a conversation with the president. Did you talk to him? And if so, was there any discussion at all about him stepping aside?
I have not talked to the president since Friday. And if he asks my opinion, I will give it, as I always do. And that is very clearly, he should stay in this race. He should demonstrate it going forward, his capacity to lead the country. And I think the American people are demonstrating that. I just left the state of Florida. I was in a convention. We had 8,400 African-American men registered for that conference. I did not find one single one of them who told me that they are not fully confident in Joe Biden. And that's just a fact. I've been hearing from people, even the people on the floor. Yes, there were some trepidations the next morning, but only one of the people I talked to expressed an opinion that Joe Biden should drop out. Everybody else says we need to make some calibrations here going forward, and that's what we need to do. If we're going to have another debate, the preparation for that debate needs to be different. There's no question in my mind. We cannot overload the candidate with all. Well, I don't know. I think that Joe Biden will do well with the debate. I think it all depends upon what the rules are. I don't like the debate where nobody will do any fact checking. You just say what you want to say. You know it's a lie. The guy told 30 some odd lies and nobody checked him on it and said that was up to Joe Biden to do. I'm not too sure. If I ask you a question and you lie to me with the answer, I ought to follow up and give you what the facts are and see what your reaction to that will be. So that, to me, was not the way to plan the debate. And whoever did that or agreed to that, really.
They had all the time. So you can't tell me Biden had no clue of this debate was coming up to know what he was supposed to say and what not supposed to say. So this is just all crazy. But I'll share the video link on WhatsApp, you guys, because it caught me where he was talking about Trump's health and Biden's health being Trump's health being more fucked up than Biden's. He also goes ahead and talks about where him talking about black jobs. He has nowhere in his companies employed any black woman or any black man. So he should be among the least people talking about black jobs or black opportunities, in the country, that is in the United States. But on the next video I wanted to share is about this other guy that is a Reverend. It's called Reverend Shampton, and he also had his thoughts to give on this one. I as much as Keith was calling him a coon before the starting of the show, when I said I'm gonna share his video, I can see he had much more of a little bit of facts on what this is all about and how this comment comes out as a racist comment.
Well, joining me now, our good friend, president of the National Action Network and host of Politics Nation, Reverend Al Sharpton. As usual, my friend, in your car, getting ready to come to work, but we're glad to see you, Rev. Look, that comment about black jobs from Trump, it's got a lot of people talking. Then, by the way, the guy goes and doubles down at his rally on Friday in Virginia. I mean, take a listen to this. Again, here it is.
They're taking the black jobs, people that have had their jobs for a long time are losing their jobs, and Hispanic jobs, people that have had them for a long time, they're losing their jobs. And you know who else is the biggest loser? Is going to be the unions.
The black people.
What is Trump inferring there?
It is the most racist statement that he's
It
made
is the
in the
most
last 3
racist
days,
statement.
because he's
Nah.
made them a long time before that.
They're trying
You've
to
got
they're
to
trying to
remember,
play they're trying to play Trump as some vicious racist, and we all know Trump's past. Biden has been the vicious racist. They're both racist, but Biden has been the most vicious racist to black people. Called us jungle bunnies. I don't want my kids going to school with black people being in the jungle. Oh, Joe, why you got this? Open another tab. That's why you know this bootlick's a phony. He's a bootlick. Why he's there. And I want you to open a tab and say Joe Biden says. Go to Google. Say Joe Biden says he doesn't want his kids to go to school with black kids because it's like being in a jungle. Remember, I've been to Africa. I ain't seen no jungles yet in Africa. All these jungles they talking about.
Okay, as I continue this one.
Donald Trump said black jobs, and he talks about how blacks relate to him because of his mugshot. So he has criminalized blacks, saying that we relate to mugshots because we are innately criminal, even though, yes, we have fought criminal justice system
Black people have made
He's
that joke.
always been on the other
It's
side.
a Democrat. So he's talking stupid. It's Joe Biden that wrote the crime bill, Joby, that put most black people in prison. Joe Biden wrote that bill and was proud of it. What he's talking about is absolute crazy talk. He's talking crazy talk. Joe Bill wrote the bill, Joby, to lock our asses out. Black people, black men and women, children. Did you find that comment, Joby?
Let me see. I'm still looking for it. Just let me continue as I get continued.
Like what he did with the Central Park case. But what he won't discuss here is the people prosecuting him in New York and Georgia are black prosecutors that we voted to get in office. So
We're corrupt.
that's not the system. It's those of us that rebelled against the system and got black prosecutors in.
This how corrupt he is. Pause it, Joby. Pause it. Hold on. This motherfucker is so corrupt, so honest. These bootlicks, they know that they kept us ignorant, family. This bootlick, he got this reverend, ain't got no church, this fake ass, reverend ass Negro here. They know what they did to Trump. You guys don't know Trump lover. What they did to Trump was extraordinary because they couldn't beat him at the ballot box because they know they lost the last time. They lost. So what they did now is what they do in Africa and other these third world countries. They start prosecuting him off of shit that's not supposed to be prosecuted. And he's taking that and saying that's the norm. Because they couldn't beat him at the ballot box because Joe Biden had never won. He didn't ever win 2020. He lost. Trump won that shit. And I'm not even, I'm not even a Trump lover. They both supported by the same wicked motherfuckers. But I'm at least honest. I'm gonna be an honest actor to this. So I did say we support these crooked ass DAs, right? These district attorneys, they don't never fight for nobody black. This shit he's talking about these DAs, they don't fight for nobody black. They don't fight on nobody's black behalf. And you knew that. You remember what he's talking about, the one they did with Ahmaud Arbery and their family? They were going to let the white people go. Until Ahmaud Arbery's family said, what are you doing? We want these motherfuckers prosecuted. The fuck are you doing? They murdered our damn son. These are the same people this handkerchief head nigga talking about. Told you, black faces in high places like in Africa don't mean shit. They're part of team white supremacy. This is the same shit he's talking about. And you out of your rabbit ass mind, they're trying to tell me about some DAs. This dude is despicable, and we all know, family. He's an agent. I told you guys years ago, this Negro was this preacher nigga this hustle nigga here, this was caught with crack cocaine back in the early 80s selling it. And so just like Ruto, they gave him a deal, said, listen, nigga, you're gonna be an agent for us. FBI said, you're going to be agent for us, you moronic ass nigga. You understand that? You're going to be our boy now, and you're going to be agent for us. So, the ideal, he don't know none of this. It's crazy. So what he's saying is absolutely the bird is crazy talk. He's a fake preacher, Never done shit for black people, except for getting fucked in the butt by James Brown. As shout out to Judge Joe Brown. You know, this is
I'm
what
trying
we
to
got.
that comment. I can't see the articles I'm opening. They're not allowing me to access them.
Of course not. Just say Joe Biden didn't want his kids to go to school with black kids. See what I said? With black children. Joe Biden didn't want his children to go to school with black children. Just say that. See what that pulls out. How much Google gonna hide it? You gotta go to other search engines now to find shit. Biden was schooled by the Ku Klux Klan, this racist ass bastard. You can't find that either, can you, Joby? All hidden. If you can't find them, don't worry about it. Okay, do this for me, Joby. Say, did Joe Biden author the 1994 crime bill? Is Joe Biden the author? Just say Joe Biden the author of the crime bill. See what that says. See if they make that so we can't find that. That was locking up black people. Joe Biden the author of the crime bill. Why his kids out here smoking crack, sleep with underage children, all kind of wicked shit. You find anything that says anything about that, Joey? Joe Biden, the author of the crime. Yeah. So this was a racist crime bill that everybody knows is racist. Racist as shit. But this moron, I'm going to tell you, Trump was a racist who never had any power or legislation to do anything to black people. But Trump is the overall racist when Biden was passing laws to lock up black men, women, and children. And we get these handkerchief head bootlegging niggas like in Africa, supported by white Jewish power. That's what this penis sucking moron is, right? What he is. So we gotta say, we gotta play crazy and listen to them talk crazy stuff and pretend like we don't know Joe Biden is a racist.
It says the Violent Crime Control and Law Enforcement Act of 1994, commonly known as the Crime Bill, was sponsored by Joe Biden 26 years ago. It is often blamed for extending tough on-crime policies that overly criminalized black Americans.
How about that, Joby? Over-criminalized black. Now, Joe Biden knew he was doing when he did it. He said it was racist. He knew it. It's a racist bill, Joby. It criminalized black people. Like they've always done. They criminalize us, Joby. Then they put all kind of propaganda in their media about us. They criminalize us so they can lock us up. Remember, slavery is still lawful, Joby, and where? In prison.
Yeah.
So they lock us up, they get to make us slaves. That's this Joe Biden, Joby. Who he talk? But this moron not gonna mention none of that. You know, most black people are stupid, Joby, globally. They don't have the information you have or I have. They've been miseducated, undereducated, on purpose, Joby.
Mm-hmm. They are, although the 2020 Democratic National Convention mentioned the Violence Against Women Act, it did not dwell on the more controversial parts of the crime bill. Since the beginning of his presidential race, however, former Vice President Joe Biden has been asked repeatedly about his role in creating this bill. It came up during his vice presidential selection when the Congressional Black Caucus. These are
the bootleg handkerchief head Negroes, Joby, who don't represent black. The caucus means the people in Congress. It's like your parliament. It's like the black. Since we're not the majority, it's the black members in parliament, Joby.
I get it.
Yes.
So they're saying that that is the chair, Karen Bass, who was under consideration as his running mate, responded with a shrewd history lesson. Although Bass reported that she would have opposed the bill if she had been in Congress at the time, and she says, "I understand very well why elected officials did what they did because the masses of the people in these communities were demanding it."
No, they didn't. That's a lie. See, another bootleg because they came at that time. President Clinton was, and when his wife tried to run for president, he says, "You black people asked me to lock you up." That's what this bitch is saying, Joby. Black people asked to be locked up. You know it's a lie.
She also adds that the Republican buzz is right. According to a 1994 Gallup survey, 58% of African Americans supported the crime bill, compared
That's a
to
lie.
49% of white Americans. Most black mayors.
Well, he said, no, this is how crazy this sounds, Joby. So white people didn't support us being locked up. You know, that's a lie, they do. But the black people supported a bill that's gonna lock up black people. You know how crazy this sounds, Joby. That's how retarded and disrespectful these bastards are. These bootlegs. They're telling you that black people supported being locked the fuck up.
Mm-hmm. It is insane. It is totally insane, because there's nowhere where we've seen white people anywhere supporting anything to do with black people, anywhere where they have stood up with black people being criminalized or not. They're always in support, actually, of black people being on the bottom. I've not seen anywhere where a white man stands with only one video, but it doesn't make it the majority. So
exactly, but you know, all that puppy shot, all those bootleg black people are down, all giving me propaganda, saying black people supported black people getting locked up. The white people didn't want to be locked. It's black people. What? It's how despicable black people we got in our race, Joby. This is how despicable people we got in our race, because they got some money to say crazy shit, to throw their own people under the bus. How wicked we got as a people we got amongst us. Wicked motherfuckers. Black people wanted to be locked up. What are you talking about? That's why they talked about the bill.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, he did it.
It is crazy, but in general, whatever Trump whatever comment he made, still that is something that should be picked with a very heavy note, whereby we can see, again, I do support what he did say. They're trying to criminalize black people by, if he did say that, because I've not seen that comment where Trump said that black people really F with his mugshot.
No, that was Joe Biden trying to criminalize. That's Joe Biden trying to criminalize black people. I want you to finish up Reverend Al Sharpton goofy ass talking. I want to hear what this bootlick got to say. They always bring out the same bootlicks. That's their personal bootlicks, Joe. They never bring out no young people who's gonna change, and they just bring out their old puppets. Like this old puppet ass nigga here.
Mm-hmm.
Now, while he's talking, Joe, I want you to look this up, Joby. I want you to look this up, Joby. Say,
okay.
Al Sharpton, this bastard say Al Sharpton caught by the FBI in drug raid. Al Sharpton caught by the FBI in drug raid. It should pop up. It shouldn't have hidden that.
Jobs
so instead taking,
what are the kind of jobs
taking his ass to jail?
Illegal migrants are getting here. Mostly jobs that most American citizens, including blacks, were not trying to do. And maybe somebody ought to tell Mr. Trump that this is the 21st century. We have blacks now that are CEOs in major corporations. We have black billionaires, all the way down to people that work every day in labor jobs that are
and remember, they always make them stupid. Now remember, Al Sharpton is a complete moron. They always he's a complete idiot. He can't even pronounce words. And English is his first. Ain't like Joby's a second language. Joby speaks good English. He can't even speak good English, and that's the only language he knows. He's an absolute moron. That's why he's there. He's corrupt. They give money to just say stupid shit. And then he's a preacher, reverend of what? Absolute moron. Go ahead, Joe. Let me finish.
Since slavery, or at least since Jim Crow. So it shows you the mentality of Donald Trump when it comes to blacks. We're either not legal because we're criminals, we like mugshots, or we do labor that migrants can come in and take.
He can't find the words here. Oh, we do labor. ball. The lay ball. But the Mike Brad, this motherfucker's a moron. He's an idiot. But that's how they want. They remember they pick your leaders. I'm gonna show you what I sent Joey a Malcolm X thing on a WhatsApp to I want to play. Talking about these morons right here, what they do. You know, they bring the most moronic individuals. Some of their preacher, a civil rights leader, and they all throw black people under the bus because they give them a few shekels, give them a few shillings. Go ahead, Joe.
Both of them are absolutely offended racially, which is why, as much as I was concerned about Joe Biden performance the other night, I was very upset when one or two questions he seemed to not be able to get to his answer. I'm more concerned about all the things Donald Trump did answer.
So he's not concerned about Biden look like a complete fucking out of touch crazy motherfucker up there. Didn't know where the hell he was at. He's not concerned about that. He's concerned about Biden. You know, Trump. Because he's paid to say crazy shit. He's paid to say stuff that's not true. That's what he's there to do.
Well, that's connected to the other video. All of them are paid to say things are not true.
Yeah,
you know?
Yeah, go ahead, Joe. And
the other one is in defense of Trump.
Exactly, it's called spin.
Because you know it's got many Democrats. It's got a couple major newspaper editorials calling on him to step aside. You're familiar with the campaign. And before I ask this question, let me just say I've been asking it in the 2.5 hours preceding our conversation that I've been on the air, and not a one has said that it's likely he will step aside. Do you join that group? Do you think he should not step aside?
I think that he certainly, unless there's some things that we don't know health-wise, and I don't believe there are, should not step aside, and he should not be forced to step aside because
I don't believe that, because they pay me my money. They pay me my money. I can't say step aside. I'm a complete idiot. So how am I a millionaire?
Before people have bad debates, I think that it was alarming, but I don't think it was disqualifying. I just flew back into New York. I preached this morning in Winston-Salem, North Carolina.
He preached the man. They always got to bring the preacher man hustle. Now remember, back in 2020 when the youth were tearing up America, we were riding all across this bitch, and they tried to bring this bootlicking ass nigga and the other bootlicking Jesse these preach out to the youth. What did the kids say? Go the fuck away, or we kill you out of here. What did the American black youth tell these two, this handkerchief head nigga and this other preacher? They say, you niggas better get off the block because it's hot, or you're going to get this work. What they do? They got their ass up out of there. The youth say, you better get your fucking fake preacher man hustle ass out of here. Y'all remember that? So get off the block. The block is hot. We don't want to hear nothing about your fake Jesus talk, and calm down for Mr. White Man who's paying your punk ass. Get your ass out of here, you fake ass reverend. Y'all remember that? That was 4 years ago. We can pull that up easily when they were burning down this country, when the black people were riding in this motherfucker. And he's trying to bring that preacher man hustle to you. Calm down, guys. Let's pray with the Lord. They told him, you better get your ass up out of here, nigga. We're going to burn. And always bring these niggas with that preacher shit and the Jesus nonsense. But black people over that shit. You get out of here with that shit. Take Jesus and shove him up your ass.
People in that church are not talking to me when we were in and out about Joe Biden or to pull out. They were more offended on Donald Trump acting like every problem in America is because the migrants came across the border. Oh, so when you're dealing with addressing a pandemic that he mishandled, the migrants caused that?
Remember that? Black people are upset about the migrants. He's not. Because the puppets are the ones that are doing it, paying the catch the smarts, pay his ass. As Joby showed you so many times, New York, Chicago, where black people are upset about these migrants. He He's supposed to be representing black people. He told the people in his church, they told him they're upset about it. The fuck? He's a goddamn liar, I told you. The fuck are you talking about? Black people tell you openly we're upset about this. These migrants getting all this money and we ain't never got shit. He's saying black people not upset about the migrants. They're upset about Donald Trump when he said about what? About what?
Black
That's how you know. Exactly, about the black jobs. Black people are upset about these migrants bringing the community, raping their goddamn women, fighting their goddamn kids, and getting the money, their tax dollars. The fuck is he talking about? He's some kind of fake ass reverend. Remember, they never speak for black people, Africa or America, ever. Whole thing is to get a puppet, let him talk crazy talk, but never represent black people's interests. Go ahead, Jim. It's called gaslighting. Go ahead,
that died because of his mishandling, the migrants caused that. Do we have a problem at the border? Absolutely. But we can't blame everything that came across the border with record unemployment under Donald Trump. Generally, and black
we can't blame
unemployment was not caused by the.
But as y'all be showing, they're purposely doing. As y'all be showing, they're purposely bringing the immigrants and they're purposely doing it to replace black people. I told you. Bootlicks don't care about black people. As long as they get that, it's the same fucking shit in Africa. As long as they get their money, they throw all African people on the bus. And he's this despicable ass bastard here. That's why he's on the news. Who would get his moron a real platform? He's an idiot. No one would. He's a tool. He's their tool. This dude is an actual idiot. Every sense of the word, he's an idiot.
When his administration would not let Dr. Fauci and other people do what needed to be done.
Dr. Fauci needs to be done. So he's saying it's good about the mandates and the shit that was happening around the world with the you know what. Did you know this motherfucker's a no good dirty puppet? And you know this nigga didn't take any VACCINEs. He ain't got people out here, you know what, been unalive with that shit today. And he's just, I told you, these motherfuckers are so despicable. Oh my God, I wish I went on YouTube. What I want to say with this motherfucker here. So wicked, so evil, so despicable.
This question then, because recent NBC News polling shows 87% of black voters backed President Biden in 2020. That support has slipped now to 71%. Why is the president losing the support of black voters? Do you believe those poll numbers?
71, because black people are still stupid.
I don't believe those poll numbers, and I think that those poll numbers will change. The more blacks start hearing about black jobs, the more they understand Donald Trump's record. Let me explain something to you. You know that I've been involved on the front lines for decades, and particularly in New York, his hometown. Donald Trump has never supported blacks in a fight against criminal justice. He was always on the other side. He called the execution of 5 innocent young black and brown men. So people are not going to be fooled once the message is out there. And I think, again,
Biden wrote a crime bill, moron, to lock black men, women, and children up. He wrote a crime bill, you moron, to lock black people and pick them into slavery. What are you talking about, you fucking idiot? Can't stand you boot-licking, hustling-ass, reverend preacher niggas. I'm so glad. Whatever James Brown did to you, it was worth it. Whatever he did to you, you boot-licking, handkerchief head bastard, you.
2020, they were up and down about black voters. At the end of the day, how many black votes did he get? And he rolled out a bunch of black luminaries and black people that were in sports and all that. People are not going to get offended. I cannot tell you the amount of people that I know, National Action Network and our chapters around the country, that were outright offended. I'm talking about even black Republicans. When they said that blacks relate to my mother. One, because he's calling us criminals.
Criminals? Biden criminalized black people. Fuck call me a criminal. They motherfucking criminalized me, you moron. They criminalized me and then made laws to lock my black ass up. Those laws locked up goddamn people's families. They ain't talking about you, moron. Joey, look, did you find the FBI thing on this no good bastard?
You said I put
Al Sharpton caught by the FBI selling drugs. He's a preacher. I'm a preacher man. Al Sharpton caught by the FBI selling drugs. They made him an agent then. So you're going to go to jail. Say they did it ruler. You're going to go to jail, nigga, or you're going to be our goddamn agent. Okay, boss. I want to go to prison. You're about to have me get my booty hole in prison. I want him to get my fat booty in prison.
So I see this one says a drug trafficker who worked for Al Sharpton's nonprofit in the 1980s said that despite the
right.
Oh, come on. Okay, damn.
Fight the what? He got caught for selling. I've been to the show that years ago. They tried to hide it, but I dug up all of it. I know where to find shit. He was caught selling dope to kids. This fake reverend nigga, this fake reverend, just like in Africa with the organ harvesting, with that fake reverend ass nigga. These fake reverends and they criminality. So when he got caught, the FBI was gonna lock it. Back then he was real big and fat. They're gonna lock his fat ass up, and they're gonna have in jail being fat, they're gonna play with your booty hole. And so they say, Al, you're not gonna make it in prison, man. You don't want playing with your booty hole. We're gonna make you an agent, nigga. You're gonna be an informant for the FBI. So believe that he's been an informant for the FBI doing their bidding against black people. That's his ass.
Okay, so let me read this one. The article I was reading earlier blocked me too. They're trying to hide more of this information. A North Carolina man used to work for Al Sharpton has claimed that his former boss met an undercover agent posing as a drug dealer 3 times.
So there's an FBI time. We talking about plain clothes, Joey. They got plain clothes, undercover. So you get a plain clothes FBI agent. So because he didn't know he was an agent, he's just a regular guy in clothes. He's undercover. That Al Sharpton reached out to him, thought he was gonna sell drugs, but I was an agent. So they got Al Sharpton ass. They're gonna lock his ass up, but now he's their agent. Now this nigga, gonna lock you up. We're not gonna lock you up, but you're gonna do our bidding. You're gonna be our puppet. Okay, boss.
Yeah, sniffing cocaine and you're preaching Jesus. Drinking water. Preaching water as you drink wine. That is what they say.
Hey, just preaching makes you poor. I need some money. So I gotta get this crack cocaine and sell cocaine, Joey.
Ain't just coming people enough with the beliefs of keep on praying.
All right. They don't care about that.
Give me the tithe.
Dude, ask Google this for me, Joe. I can't remember. Say what year was Al Sharpton with James Brown? So what years was Al Sharpton with James Brown? So we know what years he was getting his booty hole.
1973.
All right, when Al Sharpton was a kid, like as JoJo Brown said, see with him. I didn't even know that JoJo Brown told me all this shit. Like, what? Yeah, he used to be fucking him all the time. What? Yeah, we know that, James Brown, we knew James Brown, like a little man, he'd be like little boy booty hole. Like, what? I said, come on, what? Al Sharpton with that slick back hair. He used to call James Brown Daddy. Daddy.
It's insane. But as we wrap
That's right, Joe. It's insane.
As we wrap
and disgusting.
It is.
Oh, Joe, play my 2 videos I sent you. What's that real quick? First play the first one I sent you. Not the last one, but the first one. So we can That's Malcolm X telling you about these puppets like an Al Sharpton, what they do. The liberals and the conservatives. They put some handkerchief head Negro to come talk to you about nonsense. It's the second one to the last. Not the very last one.
Oh, not
Yeah,
the first
second one.
Oh, okay.
Second one to the last. Last one's about the DNA thing. You already know about that one. I'm sure they get around. Black people are naturally smarter than anybody on the planet. By nature. That's why black people got to know that real information. Stop thinking anybody's better. By nature, you're smarter than anybody. That was the last one I said. But the one before the last one, I said the one about Malcolm X. Talking about these Al Sharpton way back then. They bring you these puppets who's supposed to be speaking on your behalf here and in Africa. But they're nothing but puppets talking crazy, trying to lead you astray. That's right. Talking crazy.
Okay, let me see.
I'm a puppet. I'm a puppet. It takes black people so long to wake up and know puppets. People lying to you. All the Congressional Black Caucus don't represent nobody black. None of them. None of them. All left out. Black people are the only people left out here with nobody to help them. No representation. All our leaders are bootlicks globally. And completely sold out to white power. And you see, they ain't tell nobody we was even on here live. Nobody see nobody up in here.
The
That's it,
Negro,
Joe.
namely the race problem, integration, civil rights issue, are all nothing but tools used by the whites who call themselves liberals against another group of whites who call themselves conservatives.
That's the Democrats and Republicans.
Or to retain power.
What he tell you about is
Among
Joe
white
Biden and Trump. One's conservative, supposedly one's liberal. That's what he's saying. Go ahead, Joe.
The political teams are no longer divided into Democrats and Republicans. The whites who are now struggling for control of the American political throne are divided into liberal and conservative camps. The white liberals from both parties cross party lines to work together toward the same goal. And white conservatives from both parties do likewise. The white liberal differs from the white conservative only in one way. The liberal is more deceitful.
Exactly. That's Joe Biden. The liberal's more deceitful. Joe Biden is the liberal, supposedly. He's the one who wrote the crime bill. Say, oh, and then he's more deceitful. Oh, black people wanted me to lock you niggas up. You guys wanted me to lock you up. That's what Bill Clinton or Hillary Clinton told you. It was the black preachers that begged me to lock you niggas up. Like what? Go ahead, Joe.
Both want power, but the white liberal is the one who has perfected the art of posing as the Negro's friend and benefactor.
I'm your friend.
And by winning the friendship and support of the Negro, the white liberal is able to use the Negro as a pawn or a weapon in this political football game.
Now remember, folks, again, remember Joe Clark, with Joe Show with John Claiborne and Handkerchief Head, Al Sharpton. That's the tool of the liberal. They get their fake black leaders and say, oh no, we must vote for the Democrat, the liberal. They're the good guys, they're less racist. That's what Malcolm X is telling you, the scam. Go ahead, Joe.
White conservatives. The American Negro is nothing but a political football. And the white liberals control this ball through tricks or tokenism, false promises of integration and civil rights. In this game of deceiving and using the American Negro, the white liberals have complete cooperation of the Negro civil rights leaders.
Yeah,
who sell
who's the civil rights leader?
For a few crumbs of token recognition.
That's right, 2 crumbs of money. That's Al Sharpton and them. They civil rights leaders. They preachers. They sell you out to get their few crumbs, Joby. Go ahead.
token gains, token progress.
Token progress, never
In the New York Tribune, in an editorial dated February the 5th, 1960, they pointed out that out of 11 million qualified Negro voters, only 2,700,000 actually take time to vote. This means that, roughly speaking, only 3 million out of the 11 million Negroes who are qualified to vote take an active part. And the remaining 8 million remain voluntarily inactive. And yet it is this small minority, the 3 million Negro voters, who help determine who will be the next president. If who will be the next president can be influenced by 3 million Negro voters, it is easy to see why the presidential candidates of both political parties put on such a false show with the Civil Rights Bill and promises of integration. They must impress the 3 million voting Negroes who are the actual integration seekers. And if so much fuss is made over these 3 million integration seekers, what would the presidential candidates have to do to appease the 8 million non-voting Negroes?
It's right. Integration has destroyed
to become politically active. They hold the balance of power. Who are the 8 million non-voting Negroes? What do they want? And why don't they vote? The 3 million Negro voters are the so-called middle-class Negroes, or high-class Negroes, or uppity Negroes, who are referred to by the late Howard University sociology professor E. Franklin Frazier as the black bourgeoisie, who have been educated to think as patriotic individualists with no racial pride whatsoever, who believe in and look forward to the future integrated, intermarried society that is constantly being promised to them by the Negro politician. And therefore, this integration-minded 3 million minority remain an active part of the white-controlled political parties. But it must never be overlooked that these 3 million Negro integration seekers
don't speak for the
are
majority.
only a small minority
Right.
of the 11 million qualified Negro voters.
Now we got 50 million.
The 8 million non-voting Negroes are the majority.
That's 60 years ago.
The downtrodden black masses.
Right.
They have refused to vote. They've refused to take a part in politics because they reject the Uncle Tom approach of the clergy politician leadership that has been handpicked for the so-called Negroes by the
handpicked reverends, these clergy motherfuckers, handpicked Al Sharpton, these handpicked fucking fake ass pastors and preacher niggas. Go ahead, Joe.
white man himself.
Right, picked by the white man.
Clergy politician leadership does not speak for the Negro majority. They don't speak for the black masses. They speak for the black bourgeoisie. The brainwashed, white-minded, middle-class minority.
Right.
So because they are ashamed of their race,
they're scared to be black.
They are ashamed of being black,
right,
and don't want to be identified with black.
Being black.
They're seeking to lose this black identity by mixing and mingling and intermarrying and integrating with the white society. The race problem cannot be solved by listening to the white-minded, brainwashed minority. The white man must try to learn what the black majority wants. The president would be wise.
60 years later, and they still don't give a shit
if
what
the 3
you want.
million middle-class Negroes are casting their ballots for integration and intermarriage, what do the non-voting black masses who are in the majority want? Find out what the black masses want.
They want
and then
reparations.
perhaps America's
They want
grave
good
race
jobs. They want to
problem
stop being
can be
killed.
solved.
They want to stop being locked the fuck up. They want to stop being murdered in the streets. But white people don't want that. That's what black people want. We don't want to be locked up. We don't want to be fucking shot in the streets. But they'll play that last video later when Joey's got to go. It's because of that last video is why they won't do it. Because they know we're the most superior people on the planet. The African don't know that no more. But motherfucker, I know it. I know. You can't give me no fuck shit.
Period. But yeah, we're wrapping it up right here, family, with the conversation of today. This has been the Africa Today show. But shout out to Keisha Williams. I see you, Karibu Sana, but again,
You guys tell Joe to be she looks tired. You guys tell Joe to be safe carrying that air fryer home on a damn motorcycle with a crazy ass.
I'm not tired. Actually, I switched on the heater, so it's making me sleepy right now. Right now.
Oh, okay.
I just switched on the heater right now. It's making me sleepy.
Okay.
No, I'm not tired. I don't feel exhausted or any of that. I'm really, really okay. But yeah, thank you so much to everyone who has been with us today. Thank you, Jiba Jaba, Keisha Williams, Robert, Keisha Williams.
Thanks for the donation, Big Cash. I forgot to tell you last week. Thanks for the 15, brother. Every little bit helps. Don't forget to damn donate, goddamn it. Donate. I've been slacking off asking everybody for donations. We'll get back to it. I gotta start having some shit. Now that we got the internet running, I gotta have short shit of video. We can change everything. Shit where we got our products and everything. So I'm gonna change everything.
Donate. The internet is working. Donate, you guys. Donate. But I see Joe Mosquito saying that is gonna do $3, not the $2.50 he does normally. Come on.
You cheat, Joe Mosquito, you cheat bastard! Stop running around England trying to pick up women and give them money. Leave people alone. Get that money to Black Eyed Peas. Joe, can do a bit more with it. She got to buy wings for the air fryer.
Come on, I'm about to be a shamani or something.
Shamani threw me on the bus. Shamani, that's all right. Shamani, I've never seen somebody gain so much weight. I've never gained that much weight in that length of time ever. I've never seen that in my life. It's crazy. You guys go back to a year ago what Shamani looked like, what she like today. You're like, goddamn. Shamani that ate a whole other Shamani.
But anyway, family, much love. Have a beautiful day ahead of you guys. For the pending comments, of course, you guys know you are the best. Asanteni Sana for being with us. Jiba Jaba, Keisha Williams, Joe Mosquito, Raskash, and to all the amazing silent listeners, everyone with us on YouTube, those who are tuning in right now.
And tomorrow the TikTok should be back up. Depending on what time. What time do you guys TikTok get canceled? Tuesday. It's always the same time.
Be back tomorrow at I think at 2, if I'm not wrong. I can't remember. You are there.
Yeah.
I can't remember the time. I can't remember.
I remember. I was looking at it and everything went off. I said, "Damn, what happened?" And I said, "They got blocked."
I can't remember the time, but it should be back tomorrow. I think before the Black Kings frequency.
Yeah, about that time. Yeah, that's about that time.
Money, Kamlesh, and Cotton show. Maybe that time. I'm not sure. Not my.
Nah, that's too early. That's too early. About Black King frequency because you guys did YouTube first.
Yeah.
I was surprised that you got 2,000 views on that shit on Facebook.
Oh, nice. Yeah, we had a bunch of people on Twitter that day. So.
So Twitter, yes, you had a bunch of people. I mean, now YouTube on Facebook. Yeah, you got a bunch of people on Facebook looked at that shit. I said, damn, we got 2,000 people. We don't never look at the Facebook shit.
Yeah, also on Instagram, the videos we posted, I've seen some crackers talking shit there on the comments.
That's why I want everything on. That's why I want to make sure we get all shows. We get that live on Instagram too.
Almost 7,000 views over there. Some crackers just talking shit. It's crazy.
On Instagram?
Yeah.
Oh, I never watched the Instagram thing. Yeah, they're gonna start putting our shows on Instagram too all the time. So.
Yeah.
Much love, guys.
So much love. See you guys. Thank you, Keisha Williams. I'll be safe.
Shout out. And I'm happy because the internet's almost doing the other guy. You say, hey, you got my internet? No, turn that shit off. Turn it off, nigga.
Bye, bro. Bye.
Turn it off.
Period. Much love, family.